Welcome to the Tipsy Guest Podcast. I am your host, Marco Buenrostro, and every week I'm here with the top industry experts, amazing clients, and all my vendor BFFs to bring you the best tips, advice, and juicy behind-the-scenes stories to make wedding and event planning a breeze. So grab your favorite drink and let's get this party started! Hey guys, welcome back to the Tipsy Guest. I am Marco Buenrostro, your host, and today I have Tammy Blaylock. I said that correctly, right?
You did.
Woo! I needed to practice that.
You just rolled through your last name so perfectly, and I am always practicing your last name. Especially since we were just at an event, the wellness thing.
Okay, yeah. With idea.
And when Sonia introduced you, she kind of, it was evident that your last name is hard to pronounce. So, I'm just always Buenrostro. Like, it's hard. It's hard.
I like the R.
It's hard to put the R after the N,
It's so funny. I get so many different last names. Like, people call me, like, Marco Bustamante and Marco, all kinds of names. And I'm like, I get it. It's pretty rough sometimes. But, I'm like, just call me Marco B. I'm okay with Marco B.
Yeah. And I've never heard that last name before.
Do you know what it means?
I have no idea.
So, they're not like the actual meaning, but the translation, like a literal translation to it. So it's Marco Pretty Face.
Really?
Which,
that I will second that.
So Buenrostro, buen in this case, it will be like either, so it could be either good face or pretty face. So most of like in high school and growing up, it was always they will call me Goodface. Marco Goodface, like in school and stuff like that. So so that's like the literal translation of my last name, Marco Goodface, but I like to say Pretty Face instead.
I think you have a pretty face too.
Thank you, Tammy. All right, so Tammy, let's talk about you. Oh my gosh. So you are the owner of Atta Girl Photography, which is your, the reason I guess, and I'll let you talk about this. So it's Atta Girl Photography and SA Events Photography. So I'm assuming it's
correct.
The wedding part of it and then corporate event part of it?
Corporate, correct.
Okay, talk to me about that. How long have you been doing this?
All right. So I started Atta Girl Photography in 2010. I was primarily a high school sports photographer.
Oh.
And my logo kind of looked like a baseball pennant. It was red, white, and black. Nothing like it looks today. But during that time, I wasn't making any money. But some of the high school seniors, they had seen me at all the sporting events. They were starting to come to me for high school senior portraits.
Okay. That
kind of rolled into, will you shoot my wedding?
Oh.
Yes. And that's kind of how I got started. Probably the very first wedding I shot, I had already been doing sports photography. It was my brother's wedding in my sister's backyard. Very low-key, intimate, social event. And someone saw one of the high school seniors that I had shot her senior portrait, saw the images from that and asked me to shoot her wedding, which was going to be north of Austin. So it was like 4 hours away from home.
Yeah.
My first real paid wedding. And I just was in love, fell in love. Did that until right around COVID. I decided to join Visit San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
And I quickly realized when I was filling out all the information for my profile page that when these corporate clients were coming to attagirlphoto.com to look for a corporate photographer, they weren't going to find that. So pretty much the same day I started filling out that profile sheet, I started creating a second brand.
A second one, yeah.
And I chose SA Events because the URL San Antonio Event Photography was available, which I don't even know how that's possible.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me. Anyhow, that URL.
That's like a gold mine right there.
I know. I mean, it has worked for me wonderfully. I still only shoot 10 to 12 weddings a year. Mm-hmm. So I'm very, low volume wedding photographer. But having the second brand with a corporate just allows me to fill in, all of the blanks.
It's incredible. Honestly, I love a vendor that can do corporate and that can do weddings. Like with me, with the photo booths, I do both. And it's so incredible because, I mean, corporate activations, corporate events are normally during the week. And then, of course, you have your weddings over on the weekend.
Right.
So I think it's just a perfect combination.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And having shot weddings for so long before I officially joined, the corporate photography genre, I am able to take a lot of the methods that are used in wedding photography, a lot of the same like theories and things to shoot a wedding, and I just kind of drag that over to the corporate side and am using photography techniques that I use in the wedding world, in the corporate world. For example, like reflections and shadows and layering. And these types of ways to shoot events are not they're not used in the corporate world a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that helps my corporate images to stand out.
Like people will know when it's one of your photos, when it's your work, they will know like that it's Tammy, right?
I'm hoping.
Signature.
I'm hoping.
I love it. Yeah. And I mean, I see you all the time. And I mean, I think I've known you probably maybe 10 years now.
Pretty close.
And I think, I mean, every time I'm at a big corporate event, like you're there. Like I already know that I should expect you to be at that event. And then of course, we do a lot of the different events industry programs and stuff, throughout the years with ILEA or NACE or any of the organizations that we normally go to. It's always so great to see you in action, because you always have all these like different things around, your cameras and your lenses and your accessories. I mean, just the other day, you saved me. I was so hot at the event that we were at, and you pulled out a fan from your little fanny pack. I was like, oh my God, you're always so prepared. And it's not something that you see all the time. Sometimes you see like photographers like scrambling for things, but I feel like you're always so ready. That speaks so good about what you do. You're such a professional.
Well, thank you very much for noticing that, Marco. I would say that level of preparedness is probably born from, number one, a lesson my dad taught me. My dad never went anywhere without being prepared for a UFO landing, World War III, or a famine.
Yeah.
I mean, he was prepared for anything. So I think I learned that from him over the years, just like have a backup, have a plan for any scenario. The second part of that is I don't like looking for things. I don't like going back to my bag, to look for things. So you're talking about my spider belt.
Yes.
My spider belt, a lot of people, when I'm out at events, if they're security, they like to call, my gunslinger belt. If I'm at a social event, they call it my Spider-Man belt. It's been called all kinds of things, but it carries 3 different camera bodies. I have, on those camera bodies, I have 3 lenses, which basically I can shoot from 14 millimeters wide all the way to 200. So I basically am from a super wide angle to a telephoto shot. All that's right on my belt, so that I'm prepared for anything. Whether, I'm hot, I can pull out a fan. If I have a headache, there's, Tylenol and ibuprofen in there. There's flashlights, there's knives, there's all kinds of things in that little bag.
I got a preview of that. She's not lying, guys.
Also, that bag weighs almost 25 pounds, like 24.
So you're working out as you're working.
Exactly. I typically will walk about 20,000 steps. If I'm shooting at least an 8-hour day, I will get about 20,000 steps in there. So that coupled with the 25-pound belt, I'm working out as I work.
We're always on the go, so might as well take advantage. And if you're using 8 hours of your day as you're shooting a wedding, might as well be working out as you work.
Exactly, because no one has time to go to the gym for 8 hours a day.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It is so wild. And oh my God, so you've been doing this for about 16 years.
Yes.
What do you think has changed the most in weddings since you started? I mean, do you think is there any specific year that you're like, this is the year that weddings shifted? Is there even such a thing? Other than COVID.
Yes. I would say probably, although I can't pinpoint it to a specific year or even a specific time, but I would say it was right around COVID, either right after or right before, where I feel like in terms of wedding photography, couples really started leaning more toward candid photography.
Okay.
Documentary type wedding photography. And I had already been shooting that for a long time. Probably since around 2013 is when I started kind of shooting that way. So it was kind of like something that fell into my lap.
I love that because you were ahead of your time.
Exactly.
I mean, people wanted something new. You're like, oh yeah, I got that.
Yes. And I will also add that was when that started being popular, at least in my inquiries, the people who were contacting me, that was right about the time where like the dinosaur chasing the bridal party was going out of style.
Yeah.
That was becoming less trendy. So it was like losing all that fake moment. I don't even know what to call those moments. Just fantasy wedding photography?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see what you're saying. And I mean, I remember seeing those photos everywhere. What do you think it's a trend that's happening right now in photography in 2026? Like, what do you think it's like it's having its moment right now?
I would, again, I'm a low volume photographer, so 10, 12 a year is my max. But I would say right now, probably we're still on the heels of some of the results of COVID in couples wanting just a smaller-ish, guest list, a more intimate gathering, more personalization, and really creating a wedding that is almost as much for the guests as it is for the couple. I think that's what I'm seeing.
Okay. And what would you say is and not necessarily a trend, but just in general, I mean, is there anything that, photographers go through either on wedding date or during the planning or leading up to the wedding date that couples should know that you, as photographers, probably like just hate? Like, is there anything that you're like, oh my God, they want this, but it doesn't work?
For every now and then, I will get hired by a couple who say that they've looked at all my portfolios. They say they looked at all the galleries I sent. They say they want a candid, uninterrupted wedding day. But wedding day gets here and, get a shot of this. Get a shot of this.
Oh, okay.
Here's me with, and don't forget that. Did you see that? Instead of just relaxing and let me take.
You're like, I'm a pro. I got you. I know what I need to do.
Yeah, I've shot enough of these to know what's expected of me. But I feel like when I'm redirected on a wedding day from either my couple or from one of their parents, sometimes, actually a lot of times, that feels very stifling to me. It feels like someone just put a lid on my crock pot and, I can't be creative. So that is one of my pet peeves. But also, I've learned to take it, roll with the punches, get the client what they want, and then continue doing what I do best.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, or like you said, most of the time, there's always going to be that something that, you have all these conversations from the moment they reach out to you, when they hire you, then, consultations and just throughout the process. And then the day gets here and then stuff just changes completely, or weather, or like different things. I mean, Texas is crazy when it comes to the weather, and
oh yes.
Like, how do you deal with situations like that, where, like, let's say for example it's an indoor outdoor, or like, and then the weather that day is just crazy? Like, how I mean, by now, 16 years later, I'm sure you have a system. Like, how do you deal with that?
The same way I deal with anything else that happens unexpectedly on a wedding day. I have my tool belt, got all my tools in it, and I'm just ready to roll with whatever. My camera bodies are weatherproof or sealed. Can't remember the terminology. They're not waterproof. They are weather resistant or something like that. Yeah. So I could take a pretty hard downpour, without ruining my equipment, provided everything is covered like it should be. I am a documentary photojournalist. Can't even say that word. Photojournalist.
Journalist. We get it. And speaking of, oh my God, you gotta show off. You are an author.
Yes.
Okay, talk to me about that. Guys, we have somebody very important here today. Talk to me about this.
Awesome. In 2019, so right before COVID, I had this idea. I was not educating my couples very well. I was second shooting a lot with other photographers who were not educating their couples well. And it was evident on wedding day because there was confusion. So I set a mission out to write a book and start a podcast.
Wow.
The Complete Guide to Wedding Photography for Couples Getting Married. It is a mouthful, but that is because that is kind of like a reiteration of that book. And the first version of it was called Panoramic Wedding Photography or something like that. And I was trying to use the word panoramic to imply it was like all inclusive. It was, this is everything. Didn't work out. The book did not do very well. So 2 or 3 years after its launch, I rewrote the book. I titled it The Complete Guide to Wedding Photography for Couples Getting Married so that it is explicitly clear what it's for. And then I started the podcast to accompany that. But basically, I want to, the whole purpose of the book and the podcast is to help educate couples so that they are not unknowingly or inevitably creating little landmines for their photographer, little roadblocks or extra challenges, because we have enough to deal with on the day. You know, we don't need to find out on the day of your wedding that your parents are divorced, can't stand each other, and don't want to be in any pictures together. You know, and we might find this out about a half second after we ask them to stand next to each other in a photo. So, I mean, that's just one tiny example. There are millions of landmines the couples lay out for us, but that's like an example of one.
Wow. And where can couples find your book?
On Amazon. They can get it directly from me. The Complete Guide to Wedding Photography for Couples Getting Married.
You know what? I want to read this book. I
will get you one, Marco.
I am gonna make it a point to read. On all my trips, I always take at least 2 books, which is ridiculous. Like, why do I need 2 books?
In case you finish the first one.
Very true. When I go on cruises that are long, I do always finish at least 1 book. So you know what? I'm gonna take your book on one of my trips, and I'm even gonna be taking photos of it, like somewhere nice and pretty, and I'm gonna send them to you.
Well, I will make sure that you get a copy.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Honestly, I mean, I knew that you had a book, but I never really knew what the book was about. And that is such a good tool. I mean, people need to learn. They need to be educated on things that, I mean, people don't know what they don't know. Oh, what's happening?
Sorry.
You know, things happen. I heard someone talking, and it was
not us.
Were those your Meta glasses?
Yes, I was getting a notification.
Oh my goodness! That tells you guys. Commercial here for the Meta glasses. They work. Did you hear that?
I love them.
I know. I love using the Meta glasses whenever we're creating content at weddings. You know, it's a little less obvious because sometimes, you know, we're like, for example, with us with the photo booth, when I always tell Brett, my assistant, I'm like, hey, can you make some videos of the behind the scenes and stuff. Sometimes it looks a little weird when you're like holding the phone up to like on people's faces. So with the glasses, it's just so cool. You just tap the little button and start looking around.
Yes.
And it starts recording for you. I love them. Yeah, I have 2 pairs of my Meta glasses, and I absolutely love them.
Yes. I would be at an amazing event, beautiful, and leave and never have taken a single behind-the-scenes photo or video. And this has solved that.
I love it. Do you ever use, I guess, do you ever use the Meta glasses to take like footage for anything that's not just like for, let's say, for not just for you, for like your behind the scenes and stuff? Like, have you ever used the glasses to take actual like photos of something?
No, just if I want to remember something or behind the scenes, type stuff. I've never used these for anything.
Like actual photography.
Correct.
And speaking of like right now that we're talking about behind the scenes, what are your how do you feel? I mean, because nowadays, everything's about social media, everything's about, behind the scenes and creating reels and creating stories and things like that. What's your take on, like, for example, of course, you are a professional photographer, but then sometimes, couples want like the instant stuff. Of course, they have the photo booth, which, for us, we give them instant photos for their guests. But now, for example, they also hire like content creators for their, for the wedding. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's in a way maybe getting, like, in the way of the actual photographer or the videographer, or like what's your opinion on content creation for weddings?
I feel that as a professional photographer, I should be able to work around whatever is happening. Yeah. Whether you have a content creation team there or a stampede of bulls run down the aisle, right in the middle of your ceremony. But having said that, sometimes some of the spaces can get a little crowded.
Yeah.
For instance, bride's getting ready room, or if there's a private moment with the bride and groom after the ceremony, those spaces can be a little more tight. So if we're having, 2 photographers, 2 videographers, which is pretty much standard, for a wedding day, and then we have, a content creation team, 2 or 3 more, it's just, there's not always a lot of space. But I will also add that when people hire me for their weddings, I can deliver instantly.
Yeah. Oh.
I can push images straight out of my camera directly to a bride and or groom's telephone so that they have that content. I mean, from the moment they start getting ready at 6 a.m. And my assistant, when I shoot a wedding, I bring an assistant. She captures behind the scenes content for me with the GoPro. So if my couples have played nice, read all my emails, followed all the directions, and, we really made a connection, which is about 9 out of 10 times of the weddings that I do shoot, I will give my couples all of that video footage.
Oh, like a little surprise, like here.
Yes.
Oh, no, I like that. Yes. That's very nice of you.
So they don't, they wouldn't have the video content immediately, but they would have the still images from my camera. But that, to me, I feel like is a fair trade or exchange.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And then what is the standard, I guess, time frame for a couple to receive their final images?
That is all over the place. It is really very much photographer dependent.
Yeah, okay.
I personally do not feel that a couple should wait more than 2 weeks for their gallery. I guarantee in my contract that I turn mine around in 10 days. Especially with, all of the technology and tools that we have today. I mean, in 1980 or even 1990, I could see taking months to return a wedding gallery.
Yeah.
But the software and the apps and the technology, even our cameras, are so much better today. I could turn around a wedding probably overnight if I really wanted to. I will quickly just add also that doesn't necessarily pertain to like any artistic or hero edits. Like when you're taking, a sunset image and you're, going to work on it for 2 or 3 hours. That's not the level of editing that I'm talking about in this turnaround.
Yeah.
I feel that couples should get a very well curated gallery. I've seen photographers deliver 3,000 images, for a wedding day. And to me, that's just overkill. I don't feel like the photographer's doing their job. Like
it's overwhelming.
Our job is to make it less overwhelming for our couples, right? And so when I deliver a wedding, I might deliver between 750 and 1,200 images for an 8 to 12 hour day.
Yeah.
But I really feel like I am drilling it down to the best images of the best images, and my couple is not going to be. They're not going to have what is that stuff called? Paralysis. It's like decision paralysis. Like
okay. Because they can't make up
right,
yeah. Oh my
right.
gosh. Yeah, I had a photo shoot the other day. We had a staff photo shoot, and the photographer is incredible. And when he sent me the proofs, there were so many of them, and I loved all of them. I mean, he was so good that I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how to pick. I was like, can you pick? He's like, no. He's like, you're gonna tell me which ones you want. So I went through all the photos, and it was just such a hard decision. But I made it. I made it happen. I narrowed it down, and then I was like, these are the ones that I want. But yeah, I can't, right now that you made the comment about somebody sending 3,000 photos, I'm like, holy Jesus! How do you even go through 3,000 photos and select the ones that you really like? It's crazy.
Right. Well, portrait photography is a little bit different from event photography, but I will say that in event photography, you don't need 5 images of a sequence where every image is just something is 6 inches different.
Yeah.
A photographer needs to be able to pick the image that they shot that's the most climactic, the most emotive, and deliver that image and nothing else.
See, that I feel like I wish everybody would think that way. All right, so we're almost running out of time here. So let's jump into a few last questions here.
Alrighty.
So one of the things, and I mean, this is the tips again. So we love drama here. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I always have in the back of my mind here, and I always want to fight photographers for at weddings. I want to hear your point of view on this.
Okay.
So, when I go set up a photo booth at a wedding, we always go early in the day. We want to make sure that the setup is really pretty. We want to make sure that everything looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. But that way, when guests arrive, our setup is ready for them. We won't necessarily have to turn on the photo booth right when they get in, but the setup is ready. Uh-huh. So we always leave the venue midday with the setup fully done. We leave the venue making everything look pretty. Sometimes when we come back at the time that the photo booth is going to start, for some reason, photographers have the habit of throwing all their cases or their bags right next to the photo booth, making our space look really ugly. That to me is so crazy. I'm like, we have a full backdrop. Why don't you put the stuff behind our backdrop? Why don't you find a place? I mean, venues have closets. Venues have things that you can put your stuff away. How do you feel? Because I know you don't do that. I've seen you. But how do you feel about photographers or videographers or just vendors in general that show up to a wedding and make somebody else's space look bad?
I would say that's very, it's a word I am looking for.
Yeah, you can say it. You can say it here.
I can't think of it. I'm not unconscious, but very, and not selfish, just very oblivious, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe oblivious is the word. They don't
realize. They don't see it. They don't think about it. Yeah.
And I could see how maybe someone who's rushing in might think that's the DJ.
Yeah.
I don't know. DJs don't normally have backdrops, but I myself, before I show up to any venue, I'm in contact with either, my point of contact, the venue manager, or someone asking, is there a place where I can put my bags?
Yeah, I love that, honestly. And this is an invitation. This is an open invitation to everybody out there, all the vendors out there. We can communicate. I don't mind you guys coming up to me and asking me like, hey, Marco, we put our stuff behind your backdrop, or, things like that, because we want to make sure that the wedding in general looks pretty, and I'm not just thinking about me and my setup, but I'm thinking about the wedding in general. Our couples spend so much money, for this amazing event. Let's help them, to make sure that everything looks beautiful. Because, for example, you guys are photographing everything. Mm-hmm. You might capture certain areas that don't look so pretty, and then that's going to make you also... It's going to give you a hard time, when you're trying to edit things out or making it. It's going to make it hard for you too, I'm assuming.
Yes, I've actually done that to myself. walked into a wedding venue and dropped my bags. The DJ wasn't there yet, so I dropped my bag somewhere, way over in the corner. And then, a week later, I'm culling and I'm like...
There it is.
There it is. But I also, while you were talking, Marco, I thought of a solution for you.
Uh-huh.
You know those things at the movie theater? Those ropes, I forget what you call them.
Yeah, like the stanchions?
Yes, yes. Those things. You should get some of those in black or white and put those around your photo booth.
And be like, don't come in here.
and maybe a sign to put up opening at 5:30, opening after ceremony, something like that.
Yeah.
That if I walked up to something that had, say that word again, stanchions?
The stanchions, yeah.
It would make me take note, like, what's going on here? This is pristine. I can't,
go in there and mess it up.
Right.
Good idea. I want to be taking notes over here now. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Tammy. I know you do. I know we were talking off the air here, and I know you have another project, or you have something else going on. Is that do we want to talk about that? Did you have anything else other than your book that we obviously already talked about?
Give me a hint, Marco, because there are so many things going on in my life.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Gretchen is here giving us Gretchen is our little behind the scenes content creator here today. I was like, I blanked out, but she helped us out. Okay.
Yeah, because I what could it be? There's no telling. So getting back to my book, The Complete Guide to Wedding Photography for Couples Getting Married, which I finally got out without stuttering. I just wanted to quickly mention that book will walk a couple from, hey, we're engaged, what do we do, all the way to, hey, we've been married for a year. Do we need an anniversary shot?
Okay.
And it literally covers everything in between. Real quick, there is also a photographer worksheet in there. It's a downloadable PDF. If you go through and answer the questions for, say, 4 or 5 different photographers, there's also a worksheet in there for venues, but you just go through there, you answer all the questions, and it scores them.
Oh.
So at the bottom of the PDF, you can see like 5 photographers side by side or 5 venues side by side. The one with the highest score is going to be your closest match.
Wow, I love that.
Yes. But the other thing, this past December, I launched an entire mental health journaling series. It's called the Burn and Bloom journaling series. And what it is a set of journals that is specific to every single relationship in your life. This could be mother, father, grandparents, uncle, aunts, cousins, sister, brother. Can also be boss, employee, religious leader.
Yeah.
It could be coworker or neighbor. But what it is it's a series of journals that asks you unique guided prompts to kind of, if you're working through the burn journal, the burn journal will help you examine a relationship, reflect on it. If you go through the whole workbook and answer the questions, you'll be able to see, am I the asshole or was it them? Kind of like that.
I like it.
It'll help you understand and just be able to reflect on this relationship, right? I have found that when I write things down, they just really sink in better. The flip side of that is the Bloom Companion. So for instance, there's like Dear Mother burn book and a Dear Mother bloom book.
Okay.
The bloom book, the bloom version of the Dear Mother journal is for the relationships with your mother that was loving and nurturing and wonderful. And you want to reflect on that. So basically, I'm not doing this journaling series any justice explaining it, but it's for every relationship in your life, familial or in the work environment.
And this is a separate project from the couples.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
yes.
they can also find this on Amazon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And again, I'm not doing any justice to describe it, but it's not wedding related at all. It's basically just to try to look at and examine relationships that you have in life.
Life in general.
Yes.
I love that. Oh my gosh. And I'm sure we're gonna, we're also gonna list the links for the book and the journals here in the show notes as well. But can you tell our listeners where can they go find you on social media, your website? How can they get in contact with you?
Okay. My wedding brand, Atta Girl Photo, I am everywhere. LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. That handle is Atta Girl Photo, ATA Girl Photo. Everywhere else, I'm SA Events, and that's it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Tammy. There you have it, guys. You heard it. She's not just weddings. If you need anything corporate, oh my God, her work is incredible. So definitely go check out her social media, her LinkedIn, her website, and then just make sure you reach out to her if you have any questions on her books or projects. Definitely go follow her on social media and make sure that you get a copy of her book. It's going to teach you a lot of things, and I'm so excited that I'm going to be reading this book.
Awesome. When will I see you?
And then I'm sure I'll talk about your book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about your book. Once I read it, I'm definitely going to talk about it during one episode as well.
Thank you.
So make sure that you're on the lookout for that. But Tammy, thank you so much again. I am sure I'm going to see you at an event, maybe even this weekend. Who knows? But if not, we were not. This is a tipsy guest. We normally drink, but it's too early. Guys, we're recording early in the day, so we were not drinking today. But I'm sure I'll have a drink with you sometime soon at some event.
Let's do it.
Thank you, guys. Until next week. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Tipsy Guest podcast. If you know someone who could benefit from these tips, spread the love and share it with them. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Next round's on us. Same time, same place. Cheers! This podcast is brought to you by MVP Photo Booth, the #1 photo booth rental company in San Antonio, Austin, and Central Texas.